it's going to get worse. Because I did quote to you previously or the hadith of the beloved Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said to the Sahaba, the most refined human being ever to trend on this earth, the most refined and most excellent and most pure in sense of purity, in sense of spirituality, in sense of obedience, and in sense of love, was the Sahaba fraternity. The most unique, excellent, an excellent nation that ever blessed the earth with their presence was the followers of the beloved Habib sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Reason being, they were the closest to the light of guidance. And it's logical that if you be close to the light, especially the light of guidance, which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says is His light, because He referred to the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam as light. قَدْ جَاءَكُم مِّنَ اللَّهِ نُورٌ. The ayat of the Qur'an says, indeed came to you a light from Allah. وَكِتَابٌ مُبِينٌ. And then He speaks about the Qur'an. He speaks first about the light, and then He speaks of the Qur'an, because it is common sense that you cannot read anything in darkness. Now you are not reading an ordinary book here. You are reading the most exalted of all books. It's the ordinance, Kalam of Allah. The Kalam of Allah is an attribute of majestic quality of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's sifat. It's a sifat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The words of Allah is divine. It's eternal. And you are reading the most important book, so you must have the most powerful light. This light that he is speaking about, قَدْ جَاءَكُم مِّنَ اللَّهِ, is not a light that comes from ESCOM or it comes from any ordinary supplier of electricity. He said min Allah, قَدْ جَاءَكُم مِّنَ اللَّهِ, strengthening the belief of a Muslim and a believer and an individual. He said min Allah, anything linked to Allah is excellent, faultless, unique, free of any defect whatsoever. Min Allah, from Allah, right? It's from Allah, belongs to Allah, comes from Allah, and whatever comes from Allah, it is excellent, right? So came from Allah, min Allah nur, light. And then that light, after the light, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala say wa kitabun mubin. Then came the book, and the book, of course, light came and the book. So the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the light to understand the book. Therefore no ayah of the Holy Qur'an can suffice to make up the sacred Sharia. If you only depend on the Qur'an, like there is a group of people, of scholars and a jamaat that says that we are ahle Qur'an, we are people of the Qur'an, we don't believe in any hadith. So they are in big trouble. When they say the ahle Qur'an, first and foremost they have to depend on the Nabi, because it was revealed on him. Number one, they have to accept the authenticity of the Qur'an by first accepting the authenticity and authority of the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, on whom it was revealed. Because if they don't accept that, la rayba fi, Qur'an says it is a book without any doubt, right? La rayba fi, there's no doubt. La rayba fihi, there is no doubt in it. So they have to accept, because Qur'an came as a verbal message, it was not written down in slate form like it came to Sayyidina Nabi Musa ala Nabiyana alayhi salatu wasalam. It came down as a verbal message. So if they do not believe on the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam's authority and don't depend on the hadith to expound on the ayat of the Qur'an, then what do they believe? Do they believe in reading salah? Do they believe in reading salah? They say, yes, we perform salah. I say, how many times a day? Say, 5 times a day. Ask him if he's mentioned in the Qur'an to must read 5 times a day salah. How many rakats do you read in Fajr? Is it 2 sunnah and 2 faraz? They must take the sunnah out. Where in the Qur'an is it mentioned that in Salatul Fajr you must read 2 sunnah and you must read 2 faraz? Nothing. How are you going to read Zohar? If you don't consult with the hadith, you will not know. Okay, the Quran says, فَاغْسِلُوا إِذَا قُمْتُمْ إِلَى الصَّلَاةِ يَا أَيُّهَا الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا إِذَا قُمْتُمْ إِلَى الصَّلَاةِ فَاغْسِلُوا وُجُوهَكُمْ وَأَيْدِيَكُمْ وَامْسَحُوا بِرُؤُوسِكُمْ فَاغْسِلُوا وُجُوهَكُمْ وَأَيْدِيَكُمْ إِلَى الْمَرَافِقِ وَامْسَحُوا بِرُؤُوسِكُمْ وَأَرْجُلُكُمْ إِلَى الْكَعْبَيْنِ. It gives you four important things to wash in wudu. إذا قمتم إلى الصلاة, when you intend to make salah, فَاغْسِلُوا wash وُجُوهَكُمْ. Where are you going to, what is the boundaries of the face? How much? You're going to wash your cheek, your face, you're going to wash your forehead, or just on top of the forehead and around your face here? What is the boundaries to qualify to fulfill this ayat of the Qur'an, this command of the Qur'an? You have to believe the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam says you have to wash your face, and then the Sharia is formed, the Sunnah is there. You wash from the forehead, from where the tip of your hair till the bottom of your chin, from up here to here, and then from one earlobe to the other earlobe. That is contained in the Sunnah. Now it doesn't say how many times you must wash. It doesn't say how many times you must wash. فَاغْسِلُوا وُجُوهَكُمْ, we tell you once. Now why do they, ahle Qur'an, wash 3 times? And how do they make wudu? If they start washing their face or they start washing their hands? So washing the hand is not in the Qur'an, it's in the hadith. To contradict themselves. So whatever the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam has stated is law for us. What the Sahaba believed is law for us, and what the Tabi'i, next generation, believe is law for us, and whatever the Tabi'i in the chain reaction came down on the righteous ulama is law. So we have the illustrious ulama of deen, illustrious a'imma of deen. So some other group who is ghair muqallid, who don't believe in the imams of deen. If they only know what extent and sacrifice they made and went to give us the fiqh that we have, whether it is Hanafi or Shafi'i, Maliki or Hanbali, all are excellent and all are haqq, and all is nothing but Qur'an and Hadith. There's no personal interference in these ordinances that were placed down by the respected imams of deen. Now we're going to look at that. As I mentioned again to you last time, the message to the youth, the message to those who are seeking truth and haqq, you follow 4 groups. If a group, if 4 personalities are found in a group, that is the group of haqq. If you don't find these 4 personalities in a sect, in a group, or in a cult, or whatever you call it, a segment of Islam, a grouping, then reject them and don't fear to reject them. Number 1, Minan Nabiyyin. Are there prophets in them? Ahl Sunnah wal Jamaat has prophets. All Anbiya and Salihin. Amantu billahi wa malaikatihi wa kutubihi wa rusulihi. We have prophets by Ahl Sunnah wal Jamaat. Right. And we believe in the last and final prophet, who is our Imam, our Master, our Nabi, our everything, and our barzakh towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam is the main medium, because it is through him we got the Qur'an, it is through him that we knew what is light, we knew through him we know what is haqq and truth, and it's through him that we got salah, and through him we got everything, and through him we got Allah. So he is the barzakh. I'm not going to elaborate on this. This is a concept that we will discuss later when we come to the